Residents of Lismore in northern New South Wales are being allowed back into the town to begin the clean-up following last week's devastating floods, the worst in history, of course. Sky News reporter Danica DiGiorgio and cameraman Jared Easom filed this report from Lismore.
The drive through Lismore is like travelling through a war zone. This is the view, street upon street, kilometre upon kilometre. Once a cheerful and bustling regional centre, the streets are now a mountain of debris. Water-soaked furniture, destroyed white goods, children's play equipment and mattresses, all piled up so high you can't see over them. The town centre is unrecognisable. Streets, footpaths and shops are covered in mud and sludge. The smell of mould and dampness fills the air. Walls are painted brown from mud. The local church is almost reduced to bricks on the floor. Every corner and every alleyway is littered with flood-soaked debris. Every shop gone. For the first time since floodwaters raged through the town last week, people are returning to their properties to assess the damage and begin the painstaking clean-up. The Rural Fire Service has been brought in to help clear out the debris from the floors of destroyed shops. This was once the library. 29,000 crushed books are piled up outside.
We are literally removing everything that was on our first floor. The flood height came up to, you can see the big long windows, halfway.
Lucy Kinsley has been working at the library for 43 years. Remarkably, a white teddy bear in the children's room was left in pristine condition.
It's just heartbreaking. And we had just finished a refurbishment of this building after the 2017 flood because of the damage that had happened then, but then it only went to the tops of that little awning there. But we're back to square one.
Clint runs the local op shop. It's a sad day for the business owner.
If we're open in 5 months, I'd be surprised. By the time you go through your insurance processes, then supply, tradesmen, materials, everyone's going to be screaming out and we're not a high priority.
Hundreds of donated items have been thrown onto the street. These clothes are all waterlogged. They're unusable and can't be given to those in need. The town is currently running on goodwill, but storage is an issue. Donations are now overwhelming business.
Donate to active shops that aren't impacted. Don't bring anything here, because we can't deal with it.
As the enormous clean-up continues, the focus remains on vulnerable residents. Chemists are closed and people are being forced to drive kilometres out of town just to get a script. And while supplies are coming in, it's a challenge to keep up with demand. There's no fuel in Lismore. The main servo has been ravaged. This is the line for petrol in Goonellabah, about 3 kilometres away, as residents desperately stock up. Lismore is slowly running out of food and water.
And people down there struggling to get things out because the firemen want to get in and wash it out, and they've got to get everything off the ground, and it's a struggle.
Frank Heinberger is one of the many people helping bring supplies in. He says the state government needs to do more on the ground and fast. Lismore's response to the crisis has been left to volunteers, locals and goodwill. Many don't know where to go for help.
We need somewhere that can coordinate the help we need, not just to come down here and people are confused what to do and where to go, where there should be a central place here somewhere with a tent or, coordination centre. People arrive and say, I'm here to help. What, have you got a ute? Have you got a trailer? What have you got? What can you do?
You can see the decimation. You can see what's happened to this community. So first and foremost, we want as many people as we can to help with the right intention. And then obviously we're going to need a lot of financial support to be able to get the town running again. But we're months and months and months away from going back to anything like normal.
The town has rolled up its sleeves in a show of force and community spirit. It's a long road to recovery for Lismore. It'll take years. And as that journey begins, there's a reminder for the future. Danica DiGiorgio, Sky News, Lismore.